One of the few reasons why this location was chosen is because first, it's right on the main strip of downtown Midland, and second, it's right across the street from another revitalization project that's taking place, the expansion of the Midland Library. Now, both projects are being done to help revitalize the downtown core and bring people here. More volunteers are needed as the cleanup continues. If you're willing to help out, show up here at Smith's Camp store at 8 a.m. this Saturday, July 10th. Bring work boots and safety gloves. Be prepared to work. It took 109 days, but protesters got what they wanted, a one-year moratorium on construction at the landfill site. Today, at the camp, some protesters looked on with quiet satisfaction, while others needed to express their elation.
Yeah! Starting Monday, the county's garbage bag limit will decrease to 1 bag per household per garbage week, meaning houses with multiple bags of garbage will start having to fork over more cash for multiple bags.
Motorists can expect a lot more of that if things continue the way they're going. How excited were boaters for the May long weekend? People slept outside of Lock 45 in hopes of being the first boat through, just so they can squeeze out a few more minutes out of their May long weekend.
I think I'm lost, because everybody around me seems lost. Some people got lost going to work and others got lost going to school. They all seem to be here at the beach.
It's finally here! Spring! Woo! And even though it's a little cold, who cares? Because winter is finally over. And while some people like Patrick were out walking their dogs, other people were taking today to brand new heights.
That sound you hear isn't actually my shovel picking up some snow. It's the collective groan of everyone who woke up this morning and realized they had to clean off their car, shovel the driveway.
Earlier I asked the question, how much longer will today be than yesterday? No one I spoke with today got the answer correct, so I'll tell you what it is. It's 3 seconds. And if you're wondering what to do with all that extra time, well, I have the answer for you. 1, 2, 3. You're welcome.
It was a dare we didn't think he'd take, but to our surprise he did. And our own Andrew Taylor did the ultimate in daredevil tricks as he jumped out of a plane with the Skyhawks at the Borden Armed Forces Day. It seems he's a braver man than we give him credit for. Here's the story.
That plane taking off has the most precious cargo we'll ever carry. Yours truly. And right now I'm on my way to a meager altitude of 12,500 feet. And how am I feeling about it?
Right now the excitement is really starting to build inside of me. I'm so pumped for this, but I don't really like being on this airplane.
I'm not the only person though that's performing their first tandem parachute jump. Corporal Cynthia Wilkinson is also fulfilling a lifelong dream.
It's one of the things I always wanted to do in my life, so on my do list, so this is one of them. And I never had the chance before, and now we do, so yeah, life is good.
As we climb higher to the drop height, the nervousness begins to leave and anticipation sets in.
Right now we just passed 11,000 feet. We're almost to the point where we're gonna jump. Let's hope I don't check it out, but if I do, I don't think this guy would let me anyways. We're going, no turning back now.
And then, the moment of truth. Followed by 45 seconds of free fall at 196 kilometers per hour. And there's only one way to describe it. It was totally awesome.
What was that? Oh man, that was awesome. Picture.
And I'm not the only one who felt this way.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it to the door, but yeah, it was all good. It was freedom. Like I said before, it was pretty good.
My tandem partner, who coached me on what to do and more importantly on what not to do, says skydiving with me was nothing but a pleasure. And he should know, he has more than 800 jumps to his name.
Awesome. It's sometimes with people that are a bit nervous, you might have to work a little bit more to counter what they're doing and make sure you have a nice smooth flight, but I have no complaints. It was awesome, straight down the pipe, and everything was perfect.
Well, my altimeter is finally reading what I like it to read, 0, and that's the way I want to keep it for the rest of the day. I am suited up for another jump, though. I don't think so. In Cookstown, I'm Andrew Taylor, First Local.
It was definitely high. His heart did not stop beating until after he edited that story. Well, photographers, painters, sketchers, and more are putting their creations on display and competing.
I understand. It's every boater's worst fear.
Abandon ship! Abandon ship! Abandon ship!
One of the first men in the water after the order was given was Constable David Hobson. And he says getting in the water is easier than getting into the life raft.
It is definitely harder than what you would think. But once you're on your way in, it's once you're up over the first or second rail there, you're getting in.
Today at the YMCA in Midland, officers from southern Georgian Bay simulated a water rescue. And though Constable Dave Harker has never had to use this training, he realizes its importance.
Well, the time to learn isn't at 3 o'clock in the morning in 5 or 6 foot waves, if somebody's got an injury. So, you need to know how to use your equipment before you actually have to use it in a real emergency.
Each officer in the Marine unit today received this special training. And as Hobson tells us, this is a necessity before going out on Georgian Bay.
If this was to be to happen on a regular patrol, and for an officer to have never experienced it, especially if this happened in the dark, I would think it would be a rather traumatic experience, not only to save yourself, but possibly to save others.
Okay. And so a civilian was needed. So I took the plunge and came up inflated with a purpose to make it to the life raft.
Man overboard, man overboard, over there, over there.
Then it was time to rescue me after I went overboard.
Today was the first time that they've done this exercise here in Central Region, and the day went off without a hitch, as everyone was saved and was able to get into the life raft, including yours truly. In Midland, I'm Andrew Taylor, First Local.
Oh my God!
Look at that! Look at that!
There's a tornado. That's insane.
Look at stuff.
Oh my God!
All of a sudden, something was coming, and like it's a cliche, and they talk about how you hear a freight train coming. Well, I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm in my room, and I'm hearing a freight train coming. And then all of a sudden the wind picks up, and I figure I better close the window. So I close the window, and like all of a sudden, wham, and the back half of the trailer is nothing but sticks and rubble now. On the street that I'm on, the trailers are knocked over. They're on their side, they're smashed up. A couple roads over, there's a roof from one trailer in the middle of the road. So, I mean, it's just like incredible. I'm really lucky to be alive, to be honest with you.
Oh my God, Gord. I said, come and see, it's a tornado. And he said, no, it's just a bad storm. And he came running to the window. And then all of a sudden, I could feel the bottom of our trailer lifting, and the wind was blowing so hard, it went that way, and then it came back, like in a circle, and I just dived for the floor. And then I could feel the floor lifting from under me. People were just in shock. People were just in shock, like they couldn't believe what happened. I was in shock myself, and more worried about people being trapped. Yeah. And my husband went running over to this building, over to this trailer here, and there was 4 of them in there that were hurt, a little girl and 3 other people, and he rushed them to the hospital.
Bill kept saying, I'm sorry, there's blood all over. I said, don't worry about the blood, just let's get to the hospital. I flew. I stopped the cop along the way and I said, you know, can you give us an escort? He said, just turn on your 4 ways and fly. So I did. That's exactly what I did.
I went over to the other street, and over there was people laying on the ground and blood coming from their hands and their legs, and some of them were in real bad shock.
We got them out. That's the main thing. Oh. And they're still alive. So.
Get downstairs! Unbelievable!
Understandable.
I still can't believe it happened. It's just a miracle that we survived in this, you know.
We're about 3 nautical miles off of the closest dock here on Georgian Bay, and we just pulled over a boater and make sure they were boating safely. And as you can tell, we're heading at a pretty high speed. We're heading around Magazine Island, and we're going to get some more boaters to make sure they're boating safely this summer.
There's two males aboard the vessel. It's approximately 18.5 feet in length. He's got the appropriate license numbers on the front bow of the vessel. So we're going to see that there's at least a minimum of 2 personal flotation devices aboard with the appropriate licenses and the safety equipment he requires. Afternoon, gentlemen. OPP Marine Unit.
After doing a standard safety check, lifetime boater Mark Maynard passes. However, Constable Beatty once again notices something.
And the most important thing, which I don't see you wearing, are the life jackets. So if you want to open the sealed bag up, and what I want to mention to this, because is the fact that how readily available are they to you aboard the vessel? And they're in a zipped up bag, right? So if one of these were to fall over, how quick do we need to have this stuff accessible to us, right? And that I don't mind. I can't make you wear them yet, but I'm hoping. And but they have to be somewhat readily accessible for use. All right, for people.
This is how we found their life jackets. They're in this nice bag, sturdy zipper. And Mark here has agreed to give us a little demonstration on how important it is to wear your life jacket, have that life jacket on you. So Mark's going to take a leap in the water here, pretty cold, and we're going to throw him in the bag and see if we can get the life jacket out. Mark?
Let go.
This is not easy, especially when it's cold.
Okay, Mark, if you can't do it, just come on back in.
And it's cold.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he initially felt the shock of the cold water. Mark had to gather himself, but then we saw him try and get the bag open to grab the life jacket, to try and don the life jacket within the water. It's quite obvious we saw him having some troubles opening it up, and when Mark came back on the boat, we explained to him that with the cold temperatures, there's a 1-10-1 principle. There's 1 minute to gather your composure, collect your breathing. How do you feel, Mark? 10 minutes of meaningful movement in cold temperatures, and 1 hour survival wearing your personal flotation device in these temperatures.
Come on, Mark, you can do it.
cold. That perhaps I should be wearing a life jacket. It's uncomfortable.
We proved it today here, how really accessible is it zipped up in a bag or stowed underneath the compartment at the front of the boat or at the stern of the boat. I mean, again, if you're not wearing the life jacket, you're not bettering yourself. I mean, you don't stand a chance when you're in the water without one on. Let's give him a hand there, Alice.
So Mark, how does your body feel right now after jumping in there?
Tired, cold.
What do you think the lesson is here? What do you want to tell other people?
Make sure you have this life jacket on or close by.
So do you think having it in that pack nice and secure was a good idea?
No. No, have it close by. Not zipped up. It was hard enough getting into the bag. Trying to pull it out would have been a lot easier if the life jacket was just thrown to me.